What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again, and today we have some early morning filming. I just have time before school, so I'm like, you know what? Why don't I get the BFR out of the way now? Because I have work later, and I'm trying to scrunch a lot of things in, and I just don't want to do that. So BFR Game 10 versus the New York Islanders played at 7:30 p.m. on November 1st. It was Native American Heritage Night, and there was a tribute video for that. And tribute, just they had the drums playing and stuff. Kerr was in, Blackwell was out, and the Hawks lose 3-1. They go to 4-4-2. Shots were 33-22 the Islanders. Hits were 25-20 Chicago, and faceoffs were 26-23 Chicago. Power play 1 for 5 for Chicago, 1 for 4 for New York. This was an Islanders game. The Islanders just came in and they played an Islanders style hockey that was frustrating to watch. It's the most boring thing on the planet. But they came in, they played their way, they get the win. And also, Stalock saves 2 for 2 before he's replaced by Soderblom, who saves 28 for 30. We'll get to that. Sorokin saves 20 out of 21. And let's get into the game. So Wallstrom is saved early on, and then Cizikas he takes the puck on a rush. He flies right into Stalock. He lowers the elbow into his head or his shoulder. I think it was his shoulder actually. Stalock did not get up. It took him a while to get off the ice, and there was easily going to be a penalty. I thought it was just going to be like 2 minutes or something, maybe a double minor at most. But it's officially reviewed, and the original call is 5 minutes for goaltender interference, which I've never seen that before, to be honest. And then after the official review, they added game misconduct, so Casey Cizikas is gone from the game. And at 17:04, it's a New York penalty to Casey Cizikas, which should be served by Wallstrom, for goaltender interference, and it's a 5-minute major in a game misconduct. So Islanders were doing a good job on the penalty kill. There was a small scramble in front of their net. Domi was barely saved. Pajot to Parisi shorthanded was twice denied by Soderblom. Once it missed, once was denied. Reese Johnson, big hit, and then they Islanders kill it off. They had a great kill. The Hawks didn't really get anything going until the last minute or so. Kachuk got hurt. He limped off the ice after he just came back from a leg sprain. That's reported that he doesn't get hurt again. He would return and play. 8:16 Chicago penalty to Tripping. That was why did I not write that down? I don't know who it was. That's unfortunate. I'm trying to remember now who it might have been. Kara, that's who it was. I remember that now. So it's Kara for Tripping. Write that down. That would be killed. It's getting scrummy as Palmieri takes McCabe's helmet off, and it was getting a pretty nasty game. McCabe had a good hit on Anders Lee. Nelson into Soderblom as he fell. That was not a goaltender interference penalty. That was fine. Domi to Athanasiou stopped as he barely nudges the goalie, and Mayfield cross-checks him while he's down. Yet, this is the goaltender interference penalty that should not happen. At 5:02, it's a Chicago penalty for Athanasiou for goaltender interference. Should be killed. But it's one of those where you got the puck, you're trying to go around him and get the puck in the net, and he's kind of in the way, and you can't really do anything when you receive that pass. If I was writing the rulebook, that would not be goaltender interference. Then at 2:37, it's a Chicago penalty to Dickinson for cross-checking, and the Islanders make the Hawks pay 12 seconds later at 2:25, where it's a New York stuff-in goal from Anders Lee. It's stuck through Soderblom. It's 5th of the year from Palmieri, which makes it 1-0. Pollock denied. There was a scrum near the end of the period, where we go to the second, where McCabe went flying into the Islanders bench, not for a fight. He just got hit into the bench. Pajot was stopped. Mayfield had a big hit. Lafferty took a stick to the face on a follow-through, which is not a penalty, which I had an argument with my dad about how that shouldn't be a penalty. He's like, yes, it should. Romanov denied. Kane to Athanasiou was wide. Ruse was stopped. 3:52 New York penalty to Wallstrom for tripping, which would be killed. And at 1:42, a Chicago penalty to Athanasiou, his second penalty of the game, for holding the stick, which would be killed. But at the third, the Islanders start with 18 seconds of power play time. There's a great save on Bavillier. Lee deflection was stopped, but at 12:37, it's a New York breakaway goal. It's Brock Nelson, his 4th of the season, from Ross Johnston to make it 2-0. And I've said before the third period, I'm like, the final score of this game is going to be 2-0. I was close. Barzell was denied. Lafferty was backhanded away. Lafferty was shoved over and there was no call. Kane was hit hard. 10:31 New York penalty to Clutterbuck for interference, and at 9:41, about 50 seconds into the power play, Chicago makes the Islanders pay on a deflection power play goal from Jonathan Toews, his 6th goal in 10 games, 6th of the year, from Kane and Caleb Jones to make it 2-1. So now we're within 1. Kachuk is denied. Parise was stopped on a rebound. Hawks pressure, can't get a shot on net. 4:12 New York penalty to Pelech for a delay of game, which would be killed, and that was their last chance. Athanasiou stopped, Kane stopped, Radish stopped. Hawks pull goalie at 2:05. Timeout at 55.2 seconds. And at 13.1 seconds, it's a New York dump empty net goal. It was about a 160-foot goal from Zach Parise, his 4th of the season. He's had a good year so far. From Bailey to make it 3-1, and that was the game. So yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. Next game is against LA at home at 7:30 on Thursday. Other news around the league: Boston with a big win and Boston and Vegas with big wins over in overtime to keep their streaks alive, keeping them both at number 1. Vancouver was the first team to wear the reverse retro, and it did not help as they lost to the Devils. Arizona is now 6th in their division, and the Hawks have dropped to 4th as Minnesota passes them. That division just keeps switching. Florida lost the Coyotes. Seattle jumps up. Calgary blew a lead to Seattle. That's why they drop, and that's all I have for you guys today. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.